delightful to rediscover a film. I literally did not remember the existence of it, and it's still good. So, Campbell's Kingdom with Dirk Bogarde. I mean, what's not to love? That just by itself, him in woodcutter's clothes, running around some mountains. I mean, that's by itself, we're done already. But it actually has a story, and it's quite good. I would say in the realm of best story to sucky story, I would give it a solid 8. It's really good. The movie still has a pace that works for today's audience, which may, because it's 1957, that may be due to that it's British and not American. They weren't filming it in the American studios. They didn't have the American sensibilities going on. It is very PG. There's literally, or even more universal. It's like there's nothing in there that can't be seen by your average person. So it's not like they didn't have some sort of code of what to put in there, but it just moves along. It just moves along at a steady clip, which is the kind of thing that you want from a movie these days. So for rewatching or for watching for the first time, 70 years later, almost, it's very good. There's nothing slow about this movie. There's nothing especially fast about this movie, but it's certainly not got that problem where you're going, okay, I need to have a very stiff cup of tea. Or hot chocolate, because there's a lot of mountains with snow on it. It's not a Christmas movie. It's not set at Christmas. But there is a lot of snow, so it's definitely, you can watch it wintertime kind of thing. It's not set in winter, it's set in June. Because mountains, so.
And Canada.
And it's in Canada. And that was a delightful thing that I'd also forgotten, is to find out that he's going, as British young man goes to mountainous landscape, and I got Rock Hudson on the brain, and like, that's, oh! It's Canada! Because they do make sure that you know, because in one of the first scenes in the Canadian end of things is they refer to the American as the American. And that's what's like, oh yeah! So that's kind of nice. It's got tropes. It's got all the tropes that are good ideas, and it puts it in, and then it doesn't make from a particular trope the main plot. So it's certainly not pulp. It's a solid story. But it does have tropes, and it does them really well. So I've got some tropes. Ticking time bomb. We've got 2 ticking times. There's a Romeo and Juliet thing going on. This movie is almost 70 years old, so spoilers! He's from one side of a feud, she's from the other side of a feud. They are both 3rd generation, and of course they fall in love. So I've got Romeo and Juliet. It's an action adventure, which is not so much a trope as like that's a perfectly solid way of doing things, but it's an action adventure with normal people. It's not a James Bond, there's no spy. Well, there's spying going on. It's a little bit of everything going on. There's all that fraud stuff's going on, so they're gonna have to go prove that the documents were falsified, and they're running up and down a mountain, and they're using the cable car up and down a mountain, and they have to get access to the cable car, which is like the access was taken away by the bad guy, and now they have to do shenanigans. I mean, it's just the whole thing is a fantastic romp and frolic, and he's dying. I mean, ideal. Now we have, of course,
ideal.
Of course, in the end you find out. But he's dying all the way through, and then they keep coming back to it. It's like, aren't you doing a lot of physical work for somebody who's actually dying? And it's like, yes, I am. And then he's like, I don't care, I'm doing the physical work. Because of course, why wouldn't he? But the nice thing about him dying, apart from the whole emotional, we love this character because he's dying, so we're gonna see him, we're already sympathetic to his plight. And then he's running up and down a mountain because he can do things that the other characters can't do, because he can actually risk his life. He knows he's got 6 months, And he can risk either for solving the case, which is his own inheritance of the Campbell's kingdom, or for saving people. And he does that multiple times. And it's like, okay, that's a true hero. Yes, he's probably doing it because he knows he has only 6 months to live, but he's still doing it. So I think that spells out normal people that are in an exceptional situation, and I like that because it's not a fantasy. It is the fantasy that he inherits a mountain with an oil field. I mean, awesome. That's could that have happened? Yes, that could have happened to somebody. But everything then, people are normal people. So you've got the three main characters. You got Dirk Bogarde as Bruce Campbell, and then you have Bladen, played by Michael Craig, and Barbara Murray as Jean. And then they don't call Bladen by his first name because his first name is Boy. Nobody wants to use that name.
Yikes.
So, and the three of them just go at it, and they gather some more people. You got the older ladies, and you've got Bladen is the surveyor, and then later you have the other guy, the McDonald, who is going to be the one to drill for oil. I can't fault this movie for anything. It works. The town is running on empty, effectively, because anytime they're saying we're gonna have to work for Morgan because he makes the dam and that means we get to work at the dam. Yeah, but once that dam is finished, then all those workers don't have any time, won't have a job. So it's very limited thinking, but if you're very poor, then you will take that job and you will fight to have that job. What Bruce is saying, that if we find oil, which there is likelihood of, then there will be a lot more wealth and there will be, I would assume, jobs coming from that. And that will be long term. So they only briefly spend some time on why that dam needs to be there, because Morgan is building whatever mill or whatever somewhere else and he needs the energy from it. But that's somewhere else. It's not there. Usually it's it wouldn't directly, well, maybe that townsfolk is expecting to work in his mill or something. But I don't know. It's the problem with living at such a low level of wealth that you have to take any job, and you will take the job right in front of your nose rather than the one that's going to give long-term employment, hopefully, and at least definitely wealth. And this is what Bruce comes in to actually offer, even though he didn't know about any of this when he went to go to the kingdom. They keep calling it the kingdom, which is really, really funny. I don't think that would happen in an American movie either, because it's very British to go in there. So that's my kingdom.
It's the ranch in America.
Yeah. Jean is the estrogen bubble, although we do have the two elderly ladies, and they have, I don't know if they still have estrogen, but they are certainly bubbly. It is nice that they are there. I think the film did its best to make sure that there was a woman on screen for most of it. So they're giving Jean stuff to do that I'm like, really? Because of course she's cooking. And she specifically says that she can't drive a car. She hasn't learned to drive a car. She lives up there. I really think that is
weird.
Yeah, weird, bizarre, that's unsafe. She rides a horse up a mountain. Why wouldn't she drive a car? That is not that difficult to learn. So I think that's very much the 1950s doing a weird one on us. Or maybe in the book she wasn't even in those scenes, because she needs to talk people into, send me up there because I can't drive a blah blah blah. I feel that her character would make more sense if she was literally 19 and she'd spent her life until 18 years old, or 19 even, in an English boarding school. Yes, she would have learned to ride a horse. But even an English boarding school in the 1950s would have taught her to drive a car, because you can't really live in England without driving a car. And if you're on a proper boarding school, and she said she was...
I'm not sure about that
Yeah.
let her drive a car. But it's weird that she can't, now that she is in Canada, that she should be able to.
And she's been there long enough that she has had history with boy Bladen. And hereafter shall be called Bladen. And that they had a romance that didn't happen, and all sorts of... I mean, there's enough history there, and she's been there for a while. And she gives reasons why for that. You can watch the movie. And I think that's just the 1950s. I think that's... it could have done a lot better. The actress really pulls it off. She does everything that's asked of her, and she keeps it going. She keeps it believable. But I'm still standing there going, really, girl? I don't think so. Or maybe she's just trying to manipulate the guys around her to say, you have to send me up there because I can't drive. And yes, that's a point in the movie, so please watch it. It had to do with a big thing. She does make a point that if a guy can't swing up a generator, like you have to use one of those wrenches, if a big guy can't do it, then don't expect her to do it. That one I'm okay with, because it's literally, it was at the height, at the max of his power, and they keep making a point of that the guys barely could get that thing going. Anyway, so fortunately the elderly ladies have heaps of money, because they also inherited stuff. A lot of people inherit stuff, which is of course a very British way of storytelling. And you don't always inherit the good stuff. Jean inherited the bad stuff. Another thing that I was meh about is how Jean talks to other people about what he said, that he's dying. And she chooses moments that she actually goes, you should know that he's dying. I'm going, you're telling it to the whole crew. But they take it well, and nobody tells him that she did that. I'm not sure. Is that the right way to go? She needed them to not walk off. Don't know. I wouldn't have done that. I don't think as a storytelling way is that let's just say that the out of universe the character of Jean gets to do the things that maybe how do we solve that? Oh, we just have the girl, because we have to have the girl in there. So that's but other than that, this movie is fine. It's lovely. It's enjoyable. It's a romp. You got loads of mountains.
And color.
It's beautiful in color. Yes. Very, very good stuff. It's fantastically well filmed. It was filmed up on mountains in Italy. And you can see...
Hence the cable car.
Yeah, it's a very big cable car. And for a while there, I was kind of like, is this actually is this contemporary for that time? Or are they saying this is actually 1930s? Because I would have believed that as well. But I don't know the car history, etc. It looks contemporary. It looks 1950s to me. And nobody says that it isn't. But they did have something that has a date of 1939 on it. And I don't know if they meant that meant that that's the era.
I think it's very likely that Italian cable car was is a 30s cable car, but they simply used it because it's there. And I do know that some of these cable cars have been going for 120 years. Upkeep of them. If you don't keep them up, they break down. But if you do proper upkeep, you can have a same cable car 120 years later.
Yeah.
So it could well be a 1930s cable car.
Yeah. Yeah. And that brings me to the other hardware. The blowing up of stuff. Kaboom! Very enjoyable, of course. I have questions. Okay, so yes, there's a lot of dynamite, and he sets them and he blows them up. And I'm going on a public road. He blows rubble onto a public road. I think you can go to jail for that. He blew up a bridge. It's even said that he can go to jail for that. Up to 10 years or whatever. And even if you find your oil, and even if you expose the fraud for being a fraud, you still blew up a bridge and you still blocked a public road. I think he's still going to jail.
But he's going to die in half a year.
Well,
but
that's the only fantasy part of this thing.
But when he did it, he thought he was going to die in half a year.
Yeah, that's what he literally said. They're not going to put me in jail for 10 years because it's going to be maximum 6 months, which was it was cool. But really, what, is he not going to go to jail for this? And he's going to be, because of course he is now fine because mountain air and all of that.
He can always move to Canada.
He's in Canada. So they don't say anything about what he's got, but they do some blood stuff and so. So I'm thinking leukemia kind of thing. It's literally so vague and it has a definite it's a short time period.
Is it from a book?
There is a book, 1952.
Maybe
there's a book.
The book ends differently.
Maybe it does.
Because that would make a lot more sense that the book ends on a down note.
It could. And say he did all of this. Then he still saved the town. He blew up a bridge though. That's going to be difficult to replace.
Probably a shitty bridge anyway.
He said it was a shitty bridge.
Well, there you go.
But you did not see the actual cavern that this bridge goes over. That's some serious tech to make that bridge, because you can only attach something on this end and on that end, because there is a drop of 100 meters.
But now they can put a proper bridge there instead of a shitty bridge.
More modern bridge, and he would probably pay for it. And a new cable car. That would be nice. The one that he controls. Yeah, so they don't talk about any of that. They do kind of a little bit go into the logistics of things. They go, and then there's a trail, and then suddenly, because there's a trail, you can just get up and down the mountain by the trail. But when you get up the first time, you have to take the cable car.
It's because they have a cable car. You want to use the cable car.
Yes. And there were 5 trucks. Oh, the shenanigans. Really. You can watch this with the kids. You can watch this with the uncles and the aunts. You can watch this with anybody. This is a good movie. Everybody's interesting to look at. Yes, people are pretty, but they're just interesting people. It's not too much of one thing and too little of another. It is the right amount of all the things. You got a good protagonist, and the only quibble I have is the characterization of the girlfriend. Oh, by the way, she's just the girlfriend. But she does get to run around and do things and action and be in the kitchen and cook for, 10 guys for 4 weeks. On these places, in these situations, guys cook. Even in 1957. Guys have always cooked in these situations. She was not even supposed to be there, so.
And maybe she's an addition for the movie to have a girl.
Yeah, and in that case, yay. At least we got the girl. Nowadays, the surveyor would have been the girl, or he would have been the girl, whatever. You would have had various people. The girl is relatively superfluous, because the whole backstory of her being on the other side of this feud, the legacy of the other side of this feud, could have been Bladen. It could have been one character, and maybe they split the one character up so that it was actually girlfriend type. But then you get a nice three-way. Will they, won't they, romance, and of course.
And he has more people to talk to that are
yes,
also good for movies.
Yes, there's a relatively short amount of time of him running around by himself. But when he does do that, you're all in, because he does actually do the action-packed stuff, which is very cool. So, I am just like, why did I even forget this movie? I don't know. It was great. It was good. It's there's nothing to not watch it. So go watch it. I would say it's for a nice winter evening, or if you like to see a bit of snow in the summer, it's also good. And as for Christmas, it's fine. There's just no Christmas in it. I'll let you know because it's in June, so it's Christmas in June. So yay Brits, yay Canadians, and by the way, there is the female. It's a female producer which has names splattered big over the screen, and I appreciate that as well. And that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.